lot of professional tournaments. We've won a lot of tournaments worldwide. I mean, we won more in the last 10 years worldwide than any company. We make good bowling balls, and good players use our bowling balls because they can win with them.
So welcome back everybody to the 28th Irish Open. Final step 2. And your featured pair includes Amanda Larkin, Patrick Minker, Scott Walmsley, South African Big J, Big Jason Bezenhout, or whatever it is. One of these days I'm going to get that name right by the end of the tournament. I need to get it right though, because he's a big guy. And Jason Agate also on your featured pair. My name's Dom Gall from talk10pin.net. Please check our Facebook page for all the interviews we've been doing. We've still got a few more to upload. One with Scott Walmsley and a couple of others that we haven't yet uploaded. But I've just recently put up an interview with Brian Voss and also with Danny Hopcroft. So Scott opens up with a strike, Amanda with a spare, Jason with a strike. Bez Judenhout, that's it, Bez Judenhout. What lane does John Stubbs v Bang play on? I don't know, I'm just looking down. I think it's 7 and 8. Paul Mick still awake and watching. Welcome to Kurt Raymond Wagen and Brian Moreno, Thomas Harrison, Thomas England, Steph and everybody else on the chat. Let us know where in the world you are. Please spread the web address on your social media outlets. Let's try and get a few more people watching this evening. There's something for everybody. We've got a host of Europeans from a lot of the European countries and an American, Ron Hurt, and also Timothy Mack, the legend, Tim Mack. Paul watching with Mandy. Hi, Mandy. The boy's doing good at the moment. He's made it into this round. And we're coming to the business end of the tournament. Mold Norway. Hello, Norway. Norway, 12 points, as you have Tore Torgersen already in the finals. So 26 of these players will meet the top 12, I believe. No, they'll meet the top 6 rather. Todd Torgerson, Kenneth Manson, Colm Clark, Paul Moore, Rob Thirlby and Tim Stamp will join the 26 in the morning. So we're with Patrick Starfish. Opened up with a spare and he's just left a 10 pin. Femke, happy Sunday from Holland. Hope you'll get some sleep tonight. There's no problem with that. The sleeping's not a problem. It's the waking up in the morning, Femke. Oslo, Norway. Hello, Oslo. Oslo calling. Tor Danielson is from my club. Good luck to Tor Danielson. Who do you all want to win? Who are you watching tonight? Brett Armour opens up with a double. Petri Katuri also opens up with a double. Elliot Crosby with a double. From what I can see. Welcome to Jan Monson, Bergen. Oh, but is it Bergen or Bergen? Norway. David Barrett wants Craig MacArthur. Yeah, made the later rounds last year, did Craig, and he's done the same again this year. Mitch Hopp. Ronald Baumer wants. I don't think we're going to use the roaming cam because I'm on my own at the moment. But what I'll do is, after about a couple of games, I'll run down the lanes and see if I can get a rough idea of who's leading the way. When it comes to the end tonight, we won't be waiting about for scores to let you know all the scores. We'll find out who we think the squad winner was, or the block winner. We'll crack on with an interview with those, and then it'll be a case of packing up and getting straight to bed, ready for the 9 o'clock start in the morning. But if you, I don't know what time the scores will be up, but if you're really desperate to see who made it tonight, stick around and keep your eye on the official website. Where is John Bang? I think he's on 7 and 8, but I'll need to get confirmation for you. No, it's not. It's not on 7 and 8. He must be further down the house. Actually, I think it's 3 and 4 is on. I've got some binoculars now that somebody brought in, so I'll give them a try, see if I can see. It's not much more help. I can see some scores, but it's hard to make out the names. Roy Munson says, hopefully Colm Clark is going to rinse them tomorrow. The most underrated player in Ireland in the last couple of years. He's been impressive this week, I'll give you that. I'll make it Alphen and then Ringe, is it? I don't know. The Netherlands is calling. Amanda Larkin opens up with a spare, strike, spare on your featured pair. Last year's female winner, looking to make it a double. In fact, how many females have we still got in the tournament? Amanda and Danny, I think. Any more? and Crystal Carlson. I think we've got 3 ladies still in the tournament. So one of those ladies is going to be crowned the female champion. There also is a senior event going on within the tournament. Not really sure too much about the scores on that one. My streaming partner Simon Shepherd has opened up well, despite feeling not too good. Just shot a turkey there. Spare turkey for Simon. Sweating cobs at the moment. He's definitely coming down with either food poisoning or something. He doesn't look a well cookie at the moment. Sweating profusely. South African Jason has gone spare turkey. Jason Agate has gone spare turkey. Starfish, Patrick Meeker. 9 spare, 9 spare, strike, 9 spare. Scott Walmsley, strike, 7-1 split. 7 miss split, sorry. 8 spare, strike. Unfortunately, no live scoring this week, so I'm having to feed the scores best we can. Brett Armour's opened up with front 4. Jason Burns has also opened up with a front 4. Chris Oates, Porridge, has opened up with a front 4, and he's just going up onto the approach. Might just catch him on the right side of your screen there. All 6'6" of him. I actually went up to Chris earlier. I says, "Have you got taller?" He says, "No, Dom, you've got smaller." And he's just come through the face and left 3. Dom, can you see what Sloane Ranger is on? He's on 7 and 8. Yes, I can. He's gone spare. Hang on, let me get me binoculars. I know it's just there, but the scoring's really small here. He's gone spare, strike, 7-2, 9 spare. Welcome to Egon Sorensen from Denmark. A lot of Danes watching, unsurprising. We've had some great Danish players playing this week. Don't call them Great Danes for nothing. Brett Armour, front 5. Elliot Crosby, front 5. Scott Walmsley on lane 9 there, just tickles the head pin a little bit and leaves the bucket. Your son, Mr. Sorensen. Patrick. Not sure where Patrick is. Let's see if I can see him. I think he's down the bottom of the house, mate. Can't quite see from my vantage point. Any idea who crosses the stream this round? I think your next one's gonna be Dan Balsam, Tim Mack, Barry Foley, Ron Hurt, and sure if it's John Bang. It's a guy with a bald head. Can't quite see the name from here, sorry. Yeah, he's Mr. Sorensen on 3 and 4. Yeah, if you just give us while the end of the game, I'll have a quick rundown, and I won't be able to get all the scores. But if you give me a list of players that you want to know how they've done, I can have a quick look. South African Jason, spare 5 in a row. Jason Negate, spare 5 in a row. Brett Armour, front 5, just stepping up, looking for number 6. Nails it. Good lad. Good little lefty he is. Doing all right though. Feeling any better or worse? Sweating profusely, aren't you? Showered to bed for you. Showered on bed for you. Cooling yourself down. Yeah, poor Simon Shepherds is not looking too good. But he's bowling okay. Lane 13 and 14 scores. Oh, you're asking now, Conan. I can't see them from here. See you later. You going for a beer? See you later, Selwyn. Christian Carlson score. Do we know where Christian is? Yeah, literally I can see, I don't know, 6 lanes in front of me scores. I can't go any further than that because the scoring's just way too small. It's the old AccuScore monitors, the big CRT monitors, but the actual scoring, you can't see it. It's tiny. Patrick Meeker on 132 in the 7th. I think the best thing to do is really kind of focus on the featured pair and maybe either side. And then it's going to be a case of running down to either side to catch any other scores. Brett Armour front 7. Scott Walmsley 100 in the 6th with a strike in the 7th. Amanda Larkin 119 in the 6th with a strike and now a 9 count. Picks up a spare. An open frame for Jason Negate gives him 156 in the 7th. An open frame also for Jason gives him 165 in the 6th. So right, who we wanting scores for, and I'll have a run down and have a look at who we want. Sorensen. You wanted Christian Carlson, didn't you, Brian? Anybody else who we wanting scores for? And I'll make sure I pick those ones up first. I'll give you a couple of minutes to let me know who you want scores for, and then I'll run down and have a look as they finish. I'm going to have to keep my eye on lanes 7 and 8 with Brett Armour on the front 7 at the moment. Voss, you want to know how Voss is doing, Ryan? Yeah, let's add it to the list. Anybody else we want scores for? Place your bets, people. Al McDonnell. Stephen Gill. Stephen McGill. I like that. That's 5 players to go. Find John Bang. Don't pick 45 players, because I may as well just bring all the scores back then. I should nick the score sheets off every one of them, bring them back, and oh man, I'd have to put them back on every single lane then. I need a runner. I need to have a word with them about giving me some runners tomorrow. I want some juniors that I can send everywhere. Tora Danielson. Well, that's enough to go on for a minute. So if you give me a couple of minutes, I'll run down, because we're coming to the last 2 frames. So the scores are going to come in a moment or two. Barry Foley, I'll have that one. I've got 8 players to have a look at, so give me a moment, I'll be back shortly. Yeah, I can tell you Sorensen front 9. But what's happening, they're actually going to get the scores after each game. And they're going to go up to the scoring guys. So about, I don't know, 5-10 minutes after this game finishes, I'm going to be able to go get a full list of the games. So I'll be able to give you a rundown of who's where and what. 222 for Simon Shepherd's. 245 for Elliot Crosby is the ones I can see in front of me. I'm going to get down to Sorensen's lane because it looks like we've a potential 300 on the board. So bear with me a moment, folks. I can't take the cam because it's not working at the moment. I can try and get it up and running, but it's the usual. When you want something to work, it's not working. Nah, it's not working. I'm going to have to get down to the lanes, folks, and see if I can catch it on normal cam so that we don't miss it. So bear with me a moment, I'll be back in a minute. Sloan Ranger. He's on a run of strikes at the minute, is Mr. Sloan. He's got, I think it's 73 in the 5th, but then he's gone 4-bagger. So 287 for Sorensen. The 3 count picked it up. 236 for Stephen Gill. 208 Amanda Larkin. 235 Jason Agate. Scott Walmsley 174. Simon Shepherd's 222. You get Amanda 208. Good night to Ronald Baumer. So they're getting the scores after each game now. They're taking them up to the 2 boys that are doing the scoring. So I'm going to be able to go up in, I don't know, about 5 minutes or so, and I should have a sheet with the positions while we're waiting for that to happen. We'll go off to a quick commercial break, and I'll go check with the scoring guys that that's going to be the case, that I'm going to get the scores after each game, which will make things a whole lot easier for you guys. You won't need to ask for the scores because you'll know you'll get them like 5-10 minutes into the second game, which is good. So it looks like we're not going to have to wait too long at the end to get confirmation of who's coming back in the morning, which makes sense. So we've got a quick break. We're going to have Tim Mack on the lanes by the looks of it, Dan Balsam, Barry Foley, and a couple more. So we'll be back in a couple of minutes.
Once again, we're very proud to announce the release of this lock.
It is a very aggressive bowling ball. It gives you amazing hitting power, and also it gives you the most forgiveness at your break point. So you can miss a little left and a little right.
We are pioneers in reactive bowling ball technology. We've been making reactive bowling balls longer than anyone else. On October 6th, with the launch of the lock, we will be raising our innovation to a whole new level. Storm is the innovation company. Storm is the bowler's company.
We have a tremendous amount of talent assembled in one location, and we all work cohesively as a team to create and make the world's best bowling products.
Our job is to give you, the bowler, the best opportunity to knock down the most pins on every shot, every time that you step onto the lanes.
You know, we're bowlers, we're the bowlers company. And a lot of us work together in many different capacities in order to bring you the finest equipment on the market today.
We put a lot of time and effort into development. We put a lot of time and effort into talking to pro shops, consumers, and professionals, amateurs alike, trying to figure out, hey, where do we need to fit something into the marketplace?
October 6th, we're releasing our greatest achievement to date, the lock. It features a brand new cover stock.
And we developed the GI-15 cover stock for the new lock. Game Improvement 2015. So it's designed for players who are looking to get a little bit more out of their bowling ball.
And we've wrapped that around a super strong motor, a weight block. We call that the Rad-X.
What we're looking at now is a brand new technology that's in.
And we'll come out of that. Welcome back to the 28th Irish Open. The boys at the scoring system tell me they're going to bring the scores down to me after each game as they get them in. So hopefully in about 5-10 minutes time we'll have a list of who had what in that game. So hopefully you're not going to need to ask who is where and whatever. So Timmy Mack, first frame, did the exact same last time he was on the TV pair, threw it wide. And he was struggling on lane 10, couldn't strike on 10, but he was striking for fun on lane 9. Not sure what Timmy had first, but we'll find out very shortly. Apologies for the scoring, it's way out of my control. Obviously, you know, most tournaments now we're all used to live scoring or quicker scores for that matter. But the boys here are working as hard as they can to get the scores out quickly. They're limited by the scores coming to them. But for this round, they've decided they're going to physically get the games on a list and take them to the scoring guys so that they can work game by game. They say they're going to put the scores on the screen. We've got a few TV screens in the centre that it's actually got the live streaming on at the minute. So Barry Foley opens up with a spare, as does Ron Hurt. Daniel Balsam with a strike, Tim Mack with a spare. Tom Byrne with an open frame strike. Keep your comments and chat coming in. How's the stream looking out there in Europe and the world? How many of you are watching it on big ass TVs? How many of you are watching them on iPhones, and how many on just a regular TV or computer? Timmy Mack looking for a strike. That's better. Come on, Timmy. You get the feeling Timmy wants this. Fran says, stream is fantastic, Dom. Thanks, Fran. As long as it's coming through nice and clear. So 15 hours and 31 seconds. 15 hours, 31 minutes and 45 seconds we've been online today streaming. Watching on a 47-inch, says Fran. A good sizable crowd here watching the festivities. Timmy Mack spare strike, Barry Foley spare strike, Ron Hurt spare 6-2. Mr. Byrne on an open frame double, and Daniel Balsam on a strike 9 spare. I'm going to have a run up to the scoring guys now and see how far they are away from. I'm hoping they've got all the scores, so if you bear with me a moment as Timmy Mack gets a double. Sean Friendly says, I see Ron, but tough squad. We're going to have some scores for you in a moment or two, Sean, so we'll let you know how your man's done. Oh, through the face, left to split now. Barry Foley. Sorry about that, folks. That seemed to take a lot longer than it should have done. I ended up helping him put the scores in myself. So Patrick Sorensen is leading after that first game as we come to the end of the second game with a 287, followed by Christian Carlson with a 265. Chris Oates had 257. Brett Armour 249. Aki Bengton 245. Elliot Crosby 245. Tim Mack 245. Alan Bride 244. Amanda Larkin 208. And she's got 8 pins on top of that. Stephen Gill 237. Jason Agate 235. Brian Voss 233. Danny Hopcroft we've got down as a 200, and she's got 8 on top of that, 208. Daniel Balsam 231. Jamie Elliott 231. Pertu Katuri 227. Pertu Jasilla 225. Krista Peterson 225. Jason Biziondout 223. Simon Shepherd 222. Michael McCall 221. Mark Kerr 212. Jamie Bottomley 209. Mitch Geordie Hop 209. Tom Byrne 207. Brian Gillespie 207. Miles Duke 205. Jason Burns 204. Chris Sloan 204. Marcel van der Zee 203. Ron Hurt 201. Crystal Carlson 168 plus 8 pins. 176. Alan McDonald 199. Barry Foley 193. Remco van Dommelen 190. John Stubbs Vibang 186. Ricky Fraldi 185. Gary Redpath 182. Paul Chandler 180. Patrick Meeker 180. Tora Danielson 176. Craig MacArthur 176. Scott Walmsley 174. And Lee Cocker and Aaron Falconbridge 169 apiece. How's that for you? So hopefully it'll be a little bit quicker next time round, but one of the scoring guys had disappeared and he was doing it on his own, so I'm like, well, shall I read the scores out to you? I kind of want some scores. My public are demanding scores. And quite rightly too. So where are we? Ron Hurt on the featured pair there, 64 in the 4th. He's come back strong with 5 in a row. Barry Foley, a little bit of a hiccuping frame 3 with an open frame. But 136 in the 7th with a strike working. He's on the lanes now looking for a double. Yeah, and gets it. Tom Byrne 134 in the 7th with a double on the board. Tim Mack 177. Make that 197 now. In the 8th frame. And Daniel Balsam at 130 in the 7th. Any score for Chris this game? Where is Chris? He's on... Oh, Chris is doing all right. He's on 279 pace. Front 6, 9 spare strike for Sloane Ranger. Apologies for the scoring generally in the event, but I've just reiterated to Sean Kennedy to go have a look at that BestX scoring system, and if you can, break the bank and buy it. Just buy it. Don't even think about it. Have a look at it, buy it. A, you need it, and B, you'll make a load of money. What have I missed there? $2.99. Thanks for telling me, folks. The crowd could have said, Dom, we're on 300 here, but luckily I didn't miss it because he didn't get one. I don't even know who it was yet. $2.95. Who was it? Cheers, Sarah. Thank you. $2.95. I said $2.99 then. It's either I don't know. Either missed the pocket light or he's gone through. $2.95. Who was it? Brian Gillespie? Brian Gillespie, 295, I'm told. Thank you. What did Gillespie have first game? 207. Ron Hurt in the pocket again, not front six, 6 in a row. Does that give him 94, 124, 244. He's had to work hard to get that. Timmy Mack flying now. Puts in a double. Can have 247 off the back of a 245. Looks like Timmy's put a 247 in as well here. Yep, 247 for Tim Mack. So what's the 92 over? Ron Hurt is going to finish with a 233. 233 for you non-Irish. Sloan Ranger still on that 279 pace. Oh, it's getting exciting now, isn't it, folks? Who's going to make it through? Who's going out? Who's not going to get much sleep tonight? 255 Pertu Gisela, 214 Crystal Carlson. Jamie Elliott looks like he's bowled a 257. It's 257 for Jamie Elliott. 147 for Daniel Balsam. Alan Bride looks like he's going to finish with a 214-ish. Maybe even 224 if he strikes out. Lee Cocker, open frame turkey, open frame spare turkey. Bit of a mix of everything in there. Barry Fowler's just come through the face and left 2. He's going to finish with a 214. Won't be too hard on yourself, Barry. 214 might feel like you're going backwards. That doesn't necessarily mean you are. What's Starfish doing second game, Dom? Where is he? Little lad, curly hair. Gives a second, I think scores up there. Sorry, mate, I was just on my way down to the scoring on his lane and it went off. We're going to have to wait another, I don't know, 10 minutes hopefully for the scores. Ideally it's going to be quicker this time. They've got 3 people getting the scores, so this should come back a lot quicker, he says. But I'm quietly happy they've had a little bit of problem with the scoring, because it does highlight something that they do need to maybe address over here to get a new scoring system at some point, which isn't easy, let's be honest, they're not cheap. But it is an investment worth doing, I think. Not least for their open play business. It will benefit a lot from the Best X system. But we will reap the benefits next year for the Irish Open when there's live scoring. How cool is that going to be if we get live scoring next year? It'll make my job a damn sight easier, that's for sure. Right, so we're going to go for a quick break. A word from our sponsors. We'll be back in a couple of minutes' time, so don't go away. We'll find out who's on our featured pair. Looks like Jamie Elliott, Pertu Gisela, Crystal Carlson, and not sure of the other two just yet, but we're back in a couple of minutes. Don't go away.
Tournaments worldwide. I mean, we won more in the last 10 years worldwide than any company. We make good bowling balls, and good players use our bowling balls because they can win with them.
Welcome back to the 28th Irish Open, live from the Leisureplex Bowling Centre in Stillorgan, Dublin, Ireland. Into game 2. And for anyone that missed the top 5 of the last game, it was Patrick Yannick Sorensen with 287, Christian Carlson 265, and Chris Oates 257, Brett Armour 249, and Ben Aki Bengtson 245. They've just bowled the second game, but we're just waiting for the scores to come in. Alan Bride finished with a 221 by the looks of it. Lee Cocker with a 220. Of scores I can still see. So I can see Sarah Byrne writing the scores down, and some of the other guys writing all the scores down. So we should be a little bit quicker this time round, folks. Are you all still awake? Are you all still excited as to who's going to make it through? Take this chance to thank the sponsors again: Storm Bowling, Mayo at Home, TGI Fridays, Crumlin Print, Eco Hygiene, Rocks Jewelers, Cooltech Refrigeration, Frylight Dublin Food Sales, Glenealy Foods, Mayo and Starbucks. Thank you everybody for your kind support of the event again this year. And your featured pair include Marcel van der Zee, Crystal Carlson, Pertu Gisela, Jamie Elliott, Gary Redpath from Scotland, and who else? No, that's it, yeah. Marcel van der Zee, Jamie Elliott, Gary Redpath, Pertu Gisela, and Crystal Carlson. Keep your comments coming in. You've all gone a little bit quiet on the chat. You're still there? Or have you deserted me now? You thought, nah, scores are taking too long. Let's go watch something on Sky Movies. Marcel van der Zee, after that open frame, comes back with a strike. Jamie Elliott just about to step up after a spare, looking for a return to striking form. Yeah, somebody on the chat type something in. Are we all still live? Nobody's complained and said that we're offline, so I presume we're still going strong. Or are you just all having 40 winks? I'm going to wake up at the end to find out who made it. Pertugicilla through the face, leaves a big split. Jamie Elliott strikes. Oh, he's still here. Good, Fran. Still awake. Carl, thank you. Bart's alive. Ryan Seismic, barely here. What, you've been up like 40 hours now, Ryan? I thought I would have done by at like, 20 hours streaming, but you win. You've come from the other side of the world. I'll let you off. Mike Wansell still awake. Good, good. I really appreciate, get your words out, Dom. It's not like you've been speaking all day. I really appreciate everybody sticking around over the last couple of days and showing support towards the stream. Thanks very much for that. We're not putting the best show on in the world, but we're certainly trying. Paul Nelligan, I've been so impressed with the last few days watching. I think I will attend next year. Well done. Thank you, Paul. That's very nice of you to say. Tim looks up for it, says Carl Taylor. Maybe tired tomorrow, though. Actually, tomorrow's not a problem, really. You wake up tired, and then it's the finals, How can you not get excited about the finals? Even I get excited about it still. And with every block that goes, you're one block closer to the end. And that shiny, frosty, cool beer that you've been waiting for all week, that you decided not to go to Bowlands to have one because you knew if it started with one, you'd have two, you'd have three, you'd have four. So I've not even touched a beer yet. I'm drinking milk at the moment. Bit of fresh milk. So I think we're going to be moments away from getting some scores. I'll have a wander up in a second. They said they were going to bring them down to me, but I'm not a very trusting guy. If I need anything, I'm going to go try and get it. But everybody has worked so hard this week. I know there's been problems getting scores out and stuff, but it's not that these guys are not working. They're sweating blood and tears at the moment to get everything out as quick as possible. Right, well, still, you ain't doing a bad job at all, Dom. Oh, thanks, mate. Loving the stream. Great work, Dom. I do appreciate your comments, but I've gone through life not getting nice comments for a lot of things I've ever done, so it feels weird when you get it. So you always feel like you've done worse than you might have appeared to have done. I know we're on to a winner with a green screen and some of the other little tricks that we've been doing. I don't know how we fare against other streams you might have watched before. I've watched a lot myself, and I'll be honest with you guys, I find them really boring. There's nothing worse than having a stream where there's no commentary at all. And then at least if you have got people talking for a while, make it fairly interesting. Have a little joke and a laugh. And for me, it's the interaction with you guys. If you guys weren't doing this, I'd be bored crapless. It's your public that decide whether you do it or not. If you only got 3 people and a dog watching, what's the point? So Van der Zee's opened up with a open frame double. Jamie Elliott with a spare double. Gary Redpath, open frame, spare strike. Pertugicilla, strike, open frame, spare. And Crystal Carlson, open frame double. Open frame double spare, rather. Right, give me 2 minutes, folks. I'm going to go up and try and get some scores after game 2. Right, the guys up there have got most of the scores, but they've risked Ron Hurt, Brett Armour, Krista Peterson, Simon Shepherd and John Banks. So I'm just getting those scores for them, and I should have a list of players after 2 games very shortly. Right, folks, back again. So, y'all ready? Got some scores. Did have to go by get another 5-player scores that they managed to miss off, but we're sorted now. Whew. Calm down, Dom. Breathe. Right, in first place, joint first place with 503, Brian Gillespie and Chris Oates. Brian's had 207, 296 in the end. It wasn't 295, 296. Chris Oates had 257, 246. So both players tied at the top with 503. In third place, Timothy Mack with 492. Patrick Yannick Sorensen in fourth place with 491. He had a 204 second game. Jason Beziundhout, 490. He had a 267 in game 2. Jamie Elliott, after that 257 in game 2, 488 in sixth place. In seventh, Pertu Gisilla with 480, a 255 second game. Brett Armour with 473 in eighth. In ninth, Aki Bengtsson with 466. In 10th, Alan Bride with 465. Chris Sloan, after a 258, puts him up to 11th with 462. Michael McCall, 454. In 13th, Elliot Crosby, 450. Christine Carlson in 14th with 445 after a 180. Jamie Bottomley, 2014 champion, 234 and 443. Krista Peterson had a 216, 441. Jason Agay had a 202, 437. Mitch Geordie Hop had a 225, 434. Patrick Katuri, a 207 in that second game, 434. Another two players on 434 are Brian Voss and Ron Hurt, the two Americans. Miles Duke with a 225, 430. Mark Kerr with a 216, 428. And that was 22nd place. Joint 23rd, Mark Kerr and Amanda Larkin with 428. Jason Burns with 426. Patrick Mika after a 246, 426. Stephen Gill with a 183, 420. Ricky Fraldi with a 234, 419. Simon Shepherd with a 197, 419. Paul Chandler, 234, 414. Craig MacArthur, 237, 413. And making up the top 32 at the moment, Remco van Dommelen, 221, 411. Barry Foley had a 214, puts him on 407. Crystal Carlson had a 214, 382. Alan McDonald had a 197, 396. Tom Byrne had a 186, 393. Lee Cocker had a 220, 389. Danny Hopcroft down in 38th now after winning that previous block, had a 170, puts her on 386. Tora Danielson had a 204, puts him on 380. Marcel van der Zee had a 176, 379. Daniel Balson 147, puts him down to 378. Scott Walmsley 193, 367. Aaron Falconbridge 189, 358. John Stubbsy Bang, a 177, 357, and bringing up the rear at the moment, Gary Redpath after a 170, 352. So for anyone that missed it, your top 5 at the moment: Brian Gillespie, Chris Oates, Tim Mack, Patrick Yannick Sorensen, and Jason Beziundhout. Your top 5. You get that, folks? Coming up to the end of game 3, just as I get the scores. Van der Zee on a 130 with a strike and a possible spare working. Jerry Elliott 161 in the 8th. Gary Redpath 115 in the 6th, but with a double on the board. Keep your comment and chat coming in. Y'all gone a little bit quiet on the chat. You can talk amongst yourselves, you don't have to wait for me. Paul Smart, you missed my comment. Greetings from Wales. Hi, Paul. I did miss your comment. Sorry for that. Pertu Gisilla on 107 in the 6th with a turkey on the board. Apologies for the amount of commentary you're actually getting on this stream. I'm having to run up and down and get the scores quickly, so as you know, it's difficult to do both. But I think what I might try and look at in the future is have some kind of radio mic, that when we can go away from the commentary booth, we can still chat with you. A little bit like the roaming cam. I'm going to improve on that, and we'll have the microphone going through that, I think. So just a couple of frames away from the end of this game. Alan Bride's on a string of strikes. It's that 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 in a row. Sloan Ranger, a little bit out of sight now. Can't really give you anything from Chris. Lee Cock 144 in the 7th. Picks up a spare. John Bang. Spare, split open spare, 4-bagger. Sorensen, turkey, 9 spare, strike, 9 spare, strike. So if you bear with me a moment, I'm going to have a bathroom break now. It's all happening here, folks. Back in a moment. Keep watching. Right, back folks. What have I missed? Van der Zee finished with a 184. Jamie Elliott with 197. Gary Ripath 201. Nothing much to report on the featured pair there from anyone else. Sorensen on a run of 3 strikes in a row, 139 in the 7th, is it? Sixth with the turkey working, so Sorensen's going well. Okay, it's Brill doing fab, keep it up going, Brian. Stephen Boulder 180 last game. Hope his third is a goodie. And they've done it again, nobody told me. Brian Voss just bowled a 300. Oh well, I didn't get any video of that, hopefully. Oh yeah, Lorraine's down there, she got it. That's okay. Whew. I just did social media at the World Cup for AMF, and the one thing they told me, do not miss a 300. Luckily, there were only Kira Ray got it, and they didn't tell me until like the 11th shot. I had to run about, 26 lanes to get there, and I just caught it. Carl Taylor says, if I were a betting man, I'd have a little flutter on Jason, the South African, for a decent overall finish. Or finish overall. Yeah, he's been good as Jason. I've gone with Rob Thirlby for the actual win. I predicted, I got asked early on, and I feel Rob Thirlby could be the man. But there's a host of players here that can win it, to be fair. So Brian Voss just rolled a 300, and he probably needed it actually. Not overly, he was down in 18th, 233, 201, but he's got 300 on the board now. That gives him 734 for the 3. That should push him way up the pecking order. Not sure what Tim Max had yet, but the guys are getting the scores now, so we've got slightly quicker each game here, so I'm hoping that this one's going to be a lot quicker. Yeah, Carl Taylor, the Americans on the move. I'd be very surprised if all 3 Americans don't make it, because it's not like the bad Americans. They're pretty much some of the best you can get that play on the European scene. Ron Hurt plays for the military. We'd see a lot more of him if it weren't for that, probably, but he's a class act and a nice bloke with it. Timmy Mack, enough said. And Brian Voss, enough said. They'll get 25 PBA titles for being rubbish. And you're not, 50-odd-year-old and still beating the kids? There we go, I've said it again, beating kids. So while we wait for the players to move around, we'll just go for a quick 45-second sponsor advert. Got to keep up the promotion. So we're back in 40 seconds.
We've won a lot of professional tournaments. We've won a lot of tournaments worldwide. I mean, we won more in the last 10 years worldwide than any company. We make good bowling balls, and good players use our bowling balls because they can win with them.
Welcome back to the 28th Irish Open from the Leisureplex Bowling Centre in Dublin, Ireland. Just finished game 3. We've just, well, some of us, mainly most of the other people, saw 300 bowled by PBA legend Brian Voss. Wherever he's in the field, he's dangerous. Last year's winner, last year's runner-up, still in the field, Ron Hurt. Both of them look like they're going to qualify for the next round. "26 players are going to go through, so the number at the moment is Patrick Mika with 4:26 after 2. We'll be a little bit closer to knowing who's safe and who isn't after these scores come in for the third game, sorry. Bear with us 5 minutes or so. I think everybody's pretty much finished now. 1 or 2 of the lanes have started up already. I think a lot of the boys and girls want to get home to bed tonight. Colin Lang says, "Well, this commentary beat Radio 2 on my way home, Dom. Nice work, matey." Oh, thanks, mate. I haven't been here for half of it, so if I'm better than Radio 2 and I want to even hear, that's pretty good going. But stick around for tomorrow. We'll have some guests in. All this has just been practice, to be honest with you. It might be a little bit rough around the edges, but it's all just try and put on a great show for the final. Not really bothered about final rounds 3 and 4. It's all about the final now. It's about, producing something that we can record and send to other people and be proud of. I want to see other streaming teams try some of the tricks we've tried this week. The green screen, dead easy. I think it adds a little bit of gloss to the stream. And you're going to get a look at 300 now. Brian Voss is on the featured pair together with 2014 champion Jamie Bottomley. Danny Hopcroft, England international. Voss is in again. Don't call him Voss's boss for nothing. Craig MacArthur. Also on the featured pair. And CK, I'm not sure who CK is yet. Christian Carlson? Is it? We'll soon find out. So I'll warn you all in the morning, my voice might be a little bit kind of with the lack of sleep, but bacon sandwich and a Coke and I should be okay. Coca-Cola, that is. Yeah, Christine Carlson. Also on this featured pair, Danny Hopcroft, Jimmy Bomley, Craig MacArthur and Brian Voss. So I'll give it another few minutes and then I'll wander up and get the scores after 3. At least this time we're going to have a rough idea of who's going to be the squad winner so I can pull them up into the studio. Keep your comments and chat coming in. It's you guys that are keeping me awake at the moment. Brian Voss was perfect through 12 in the last game. Not sure if he ended with any strikes, but he's at least on 13 in a row. Well, was. He's just come up high and left a single pin. If you haven't already seen it, we've got the interview for Brian Voss we did in the previous round. It's worth a watch. That's on our Facebook page together with Danny Hopcroft, Selwyn Morgan and a few others. Still got a few more interviews to upload. Trying to make good use of the virtual studio this week. But as I said, everything's been building up to the finals now, so we're going to be using the studio a lot more tomorrow. Oh, he's missed a single pin as Brian. See that? Colin Lang, who needs Sarah Cox when you got Dom Gall? I like Sarah Cox, she's alright. She's played some good 80s music. Now, if you'd have said Chris Evans, I'd have taken that. I didn't mind him on the big breakfast, but I can't be doing with him now. If I want to be shouted at in the morning, I'll just talk to my mum. Right, bear with me a moment. I'll run up and get some scores after 3 if I can. So the guys are halfway through the score, so I'll go up in a couple of minutes and they should have them. They might even bring them down for me. Ooh. Open frame there for Mr. MacArthur. I doubt he's watching, but a big shout out to Dom Barrett, who's bowling really well out there in Japan at the minute. Bring it home, Dom. Possible $40,000 potential win for Dom in Japan. He's been rinsing the field. I think he won qualifying or whatever, about 250 pins in the end. He got like 400 pins up at one stage, apparently. I've not really been following it. I've not had time this week, but it's always a pleasure to get news like that when you find out that one of the English players is dominating a tournament. As I said a few times on the stream, I don't think we've seen the full potential of Dom Barrett yet. We're not even scratched the surface. I think he's going to make it difficult for a lot of English players following him, because he's going to win that many titles in his career that you're always going to be chasing him. Mark Dunn says, I should probably sleep because I'm coming in the morning. Yeah, but you can't leave it alone, can you, Mark? You're thinking, no, I'm going to give it another 10 minutes. I'll give it another 5 minutes. Brian Gillespie, still flying. Spare Turkey. Michael McCall, double spare strike. Both players on 7 and 8. Colin Lang says, Carl, I'm sure we'll see more of these scores in New Brighton next weekend, eh? Right, bear with me in a moment, folks. I'm going to run back up and see if they've finished them scores. We should have some scores after 3 games. Right, folks, back again. What did I miss before we give you the scores? Maybe we should have live streaming at the MSL and Northwest Fives, Colin. Sort that out before next weekend. Funny enough, Dom and I have discussed this before, haven't we, Dom? Yeah, we have. Dom, maybe next year it would be great to have, if possible, score sheets shown on the stream for the live pair. I'm going to go one better than that, mate. I'm going to try and get them live scoring somehow. I'm doing all my best to talk them into getting best X. It's not least for this. I mean, we'll benefit from it, but as a business, I think they should get it anyway. Purely for the kids' parties and the social aspect of it. They'll make a load of money off it. Right, we've got some scores. Anybody want them? In first place, Patrick Yannick Sorensen, after a 258 in game 3, gives him 749. In second place, Chris Oates with 737. In third place, Brian Gillespie with 736. In fourth, after that 300 game, with 734, Brian Voss. Brett Armour only 711. Tied with Ake Bengtson with tied, isn't it? 711. Michael McCall 705, Alan Bride 701, Jason Biziendout 699, and in 10th place Ron Hurt with 693. Krista Peterson in 11th with 688. In 12th, Pertu Jasilla with 686. Then follows Jamie Elliott, 685, tied with Christopher Sloan. Amanda Larkin, 653, 677 with ladies bonus. Tim Mack, 671 after a 179. Still in the top 16 at the moment though, Tim. Elliot Crosby, 663. Craig MacArthur, 650. Paul Chandler, 645, 644, Mark Kerr. Patrick Meeker, 639 in 21st. Remco van Dommelin, 639. Stephen Gill, 638. 637 for Miles Duke. Tom Byrne on 636. And the top 26, the number at the moment is Jamie Bottomley with 634. And then just outside the cut, 628 for Jason Burns. 627 for Christine Carlson. Patrick Katuri, 624. 622 for Ricky Fraldi. Mitch Geordie Hop, 622. Jason Agate, 619. Simon Sheppers, 613. Lee Cocker, 601. Alan McDonald, 600. 589 for Barry Foley. 564, Danny Hopcroft. 588 with ladies bonus. 577, John Stubbs v Bang. I want to say 577. 569 for Crystal Carlson. Aaron Falkelbridge, 564. 563 for Marcel van der Zee. 560 for Scott Walmsley. 553 for Gary Redpath. Daniel Bolson with 552. And finally, bringing up the rear in 45th, Torre Danielson with 537. So coming up to the end of the last game now. And I'm going to have to disappear again because I'm going to have to find out who the squad winner is. It's going to be between looking at it, unless somebody has something big further down. It looks like it's either Patrick Yannick Sorensen, Chris Oates, Brian Gillespie, Brian Voss, Brett Armour maybe, and Aki Bengtson, and then there's a bit of a jump down to Michael McCall and McBride and Jason and Ron Hurt and co. Brian Gillespie though, he's going okay, 164 in the 7th with a double working. He could tap out for 254, which would give him a fighting chance at taking the block. Looks like we're going to say goodbye to Danny Hopcroft and Crystal Carlson, which would make Amanda Larkin the ladies champion. She's inside the cut, and Danny and Crystal are outside the cut, so we could well be seeing, it might be worth getting up Amanda Larkin as the block winner, being the female champion, as things stand. So bear with me a moment now. I'm going to be off on the lanes again to try and find out who the squad winner is going to be in, but I think if that's the case about Amanda, I think we'll whoever wins, it depends who it is. I'd like to get Patrick Yannick Sorensen up, or Chris Oates, or Brian Gillespie for that matter. I've not interviewed any of those three yet. Brian Voss we've done, Britt Armour possibly, but I think we might do Amanda. Bear with me a moment, folks, I'll be back shortly. Right, it looks like 254 from Brian Gillespie gives him 990, and looking at the way Yannick Sorensen, Patrick Yannick Sorensen, Chris Oates and Brian Voss have done in this last game, it looks like Brian Gillespie is going to take the block. As for the 26, I can't tell you that just yet, but I know Amanda Larkin has won the female. She is the female champion, so she's on her way up shortly for the interview. So I'm just going to prepare the virtual studio for her. Okay, that's the studio all ready for Amanda Larkin. Sorry about the late night. What, we're on 1:34 in the morning. That's ridiculous. Well, got to be in at 9 o'clock. We're trying to push everybody to maybe have a late start tomorrow at 10, but tournament manager says we've got to keep to the schedule. So what's that? I've seen in bed for half. Maybe in bed for half 2. Oh, I'm not even going to think about how much hours we're going to get sleep. Right, my friends, can I remove you from the studio, please? Thank you very much. Unless you want to get interviewed. No. Your boy wants to go to bed. I'm going to interview him. But can I do it tomorrow? Just over a little bit that way, Amanda, please. Thank you. Anyone would think you're excited about winning. Right, just prepare you there. Just stick that on your bonds. Right, we're just going to go to Amanda in a moment. So welcome, Amanda Larkin. 2016 champion.
Yep.
Again.
Yes.
2 years running.
Yeah.
You've got to be pretty delighted with that then, love.
Thrilled.
Yeah.
I was so negative coming out to play this squad today because I knew there was going to be a delay and I go to bed at 10:30 every night, so I did not want to play
way past your
this
bedtime.
squad. Yeah, definitely. So, absolutely thrilled, yeah.
What did you do in the block there just to score what you scored?
I started off with the haywire and then it started to roll out a bit, so I changed to unhinged.
Yeah.
And then I had a lot more room for error, and then I just started to carry and I got a bit looser and pins just fell and cooperated.
At what point in that did you realise that I've got this?
But I've been talking with Danny in between games, and after the third game she told me she was like 30 under. And I was like, oh, well, I'm 50 over, but I'm still quite nervous because she still could have got it, you know that way. But me and Danny put a bet on before this that we'd split the top prize because it wasn't really fair that there's only one ladies prize and not a second place. Like last year they cashed out for first, second and third.
Right.
This year it's only first, so we have a contract that whoever came first got 500 and then second place gets 250, so at least we both get a bit of cash.
Oh, that's really nice of you both, to do a split. It's not unusual in the sport these days.
No, but it took a bit of pressure off because your arm swing was a little looser and only had at least €250.
It's all about the title, really, isn't it?
That's what I
when
said,
it comes down
I didn't really care about the money, I wanted the title more than anything.
2 in a row now.
Yeah, can't believe it.
It's going to get difficult to beat you.
Yeah.
In your home centre and...
It's not my
in your
home centre.
Well, your home country, you know.
Yeah, definitely, yeah. But it's good. A bit more confidence. It's going to get harder, obviously, but playing with the boys, I had to jump left way quicker today than I did in my other squads, because obviously there wasn't.
So can you effectively take money from the men's pot as well?
Yeah.
Oh, that's nice.
Yeah. Like last year I got 1,000 for winning the girls, and then I got another 1.5 for coming fourth in the men's as well. So
Winner, chicken
yeah,
dinner.
Definitely. So.
Yeah, so go on and win that in the male as well. You're going to be like, oh, you're taking me out tomorrow if you've got money.
It's been a good payday because I won Alsit as well.
Ah, excellent.
So, yeah.
Yeah, well,
So,
you're a young player, you've not got a lot of money. You've told me
Yeah.
before that it's tough sometimes, so
definitely, yeah.
you've got to take advantage of these.
Yeah, definitely. 'Cause it pays
These
for-
days.
I'm going to Poland in February, so that pays for that trip.
Oh, well, that's,
so
yeah.
Be good.
Well, that's how these guys have done it before. They
Yeah.
they build up a little bit of a pot, and each tournament they're trying to add to it. They're not
Yeah.
trying to lose, break even, or
That's
at
it,
least
yeah.
not lose any money.
Well, it's good for this tournament because I'm going to make money either way because I didn't have to travel. I only live 20 minutes over the road, so you've made a profit anyway for...
It looked like a problem for you tonight as well, though, because I mean, you obviously, like you said, then you got to bed at 10 o'clock, and you've had to come in a lot later with an hour and a half behind, and you could have very easily gone straight out.
Yeah, and I was so mentally good tonight because that first game I made so many good shots and I wasn't carrying. And I don't know why, I was just saying, you know, stay calm, they'll eventually fall. And even when I went on to the next player, it was the same again. I couldn't get a ball reaction. And then I just kept digging in and they just fell. It always happens, doesn't it, when you stay patient?
Well, that's it, yeah. Well, you make your own luck sometimes, and to be fair to you, you're a class act. You know, you're definitely a good player and somebody that I've said before that I'd love to see you in EBTs a little bit more.
Yeah.
You know, you are a name that could be up there. You've come from the junior ranks where you were successful there.
Yeah.
There's no reason why you can't take it into the adult game.
Yeah, that's it. Sometimes when I go to say, oh, I'll play that EBT, and then I'm like, oh, I'm not good enough. But this year I'm just not thinking like that. I'm just going to go play them because I have a bit more money now.
We've
so.
still got to push for that sponsor as well, haven't we? Got to get you.
One day.
Well, I've been pushing for Kira Ray to get some storm balls this week, but I think you as well.
Yeah.
We need to speak to Timmy and Mac. Timmy Mac and Wes Pye.
Yeah, well, it's a storm tournament this year, so...
You're involved in a pro shop as well, though, are you?
Yeah, I work in Paul Sass Pro Shop, Action Pro Shop.
So you're ticking a couple of boxes when it comes to being a staff player that's selling the brand and playing well with it and basically just promoting it, really.
Yeah.
You already throw the brand. You don't really. I only throw Storm, so you kind of.
No.
Oh no! Shh! Don't say anything. You only throw Storm.
I only throw Storm, but I got a Game Breaker too this year.
Okay.
Just
Did somebody give you it, like?
No, well, Dal gave me his old one.
Right.
Because I wanted to try, because I always heard really good things about it, and I liked the look of it. So he gave me his one to try, and I loved it. So I had to go and buy one. It was really good.
Well, to be fair, you're a free agent, even though
I'm
you might have said this year, well, I only throw Storm, which is good for them, if you know what I mean. But being a free agent, you should throw what's good for you.
That's it. The Game Breaker is good, but I'm still leaning towards Storm. Like, I'm not going to go too much. I'm just comfortable with Storm, so I'm not going to change when it's working for me. If it stops working, then I'll try something else.
Well, we'll leave it there, Amanda, because we're all going to have to get to bed, especially you, because you're going to be in the morning now. So
going home to have a cat nap.
Yeah, get some sleep and get as much rest as you can.
And I thought, like, we only had to be here for 9 o'clock. We're bowling at 9.
We're bowling at 9, yeah. We tried to delay it and start at 10, but it's keep to the schedule, so unfortunate. But congratulations, love. You've earned it yet again.
Thank you.
And we'll see you in the final tomorrow.
Yes, see you
Congratulations.
tomorrow. Thank you.
So there you go. That's your 2016 champion.
For the first 10 years of making bowling balls, it was a big struggle. We had a lot of ups and downs and a lot of mistakes we made, but we learned from them. I mean, you don't go to school to learn how to make a bowling ball. You know, you can't buy a book on it. And a lot of what we were doing hadn't been done before anyway in the bowling ball industry. So it's always trial and error. We're always looking for the next thing. Still, when I walk downstairs and walk through the plant, there's some days it just overwhelms me that what's happened here. Just a lot of good people working hard, constantly trying to get better. Everybody here works together and understands that everybody's important, and I take a lot of pride in being a part of that. Well, bowling's been good to me. It's my life, and I take a lot of pride and try to help people get introduced to it and enjoy it.